let me ask you a very honest question. How many times have you started learning English? Once? Twice? Maybe 5 times? You buy a course, you download an app, you feel super motivated on day 1. But by day 4, life happens. You get tired. You stop. And then the worst part happens. The guilt. You look in the mirror and tell yourself, I'm just lazy. I don't have the discipline. English is just too hard for me. Stop right there. Take a deep breath. You are not lazy. You do not lack discipline. You are simply using a broken system. Welcome back to Talk Evolve, the podcast. I am your host, Sophia. In our first episode, we learned how to stop translating. Today, we are solving the biggest problem of all, consistency. Today, I am going to give you a psychological framework to build unstoppable self-discipline. Grab a notebook, sit back, and let's evolve. Before we talk about how to study, we need to fix who is studying. The biggest mistake learners make is focusing only on the result, not their identity. Your actions follow your identity. If you secretly think, I am a beginner who struggles with English, your brain will force you to act like someone who struggles. Let me give you an example. Imagine 2 people trying to quit smoking. When offered a cigarette, the first person says, "No thanks, I am trying to quit." This person still believes they are a smoker. The second person says, "No thanks, I am not a smoker." Boom, identity shift. They no longer identify with the bad habit. You must do the same. Wake up and say, I am a person who improves my communication every day, and listen carefully. Even the best learners skip days. But when they miss 3 days of practice, they don't say, I failed. They say, I am resetting. Forgive yourself instantly. Discipline isn't about never falling down. It's about how fast you stand back up. Now, let's talk about execution. Why do you quit your routine? You quit because your goals are too big. Imagine coming home after 9 hours of hard work. Your brain is exhausted. The thought of studying a grammar textbook for 1 hour feels like mental torture. So, your brain chooses the easiest option, scrolling on your phone. Here is the ultimate secret used in premium courses, the 60-second momentum rule. When you feel tired, do not promise yourself an hour. Promise yourself just 1 minute. Tell your brain, I am only going to listen to an English podcast for 60 seconds. That's it. Why does this work? Because the first step is the hardest. It has the most mental friction. Once you start for 60 seconds, the friction disappears. Your brain starts moving. And 90% of the time, that 1 minute turns into 15 minutes naturally. The first step is the door. Just open it. So, how do we apply this? You don't need 3 free hours a day. You just need to weave English into your daily life. I call this the daily 5-touch blueprint. 5 small moments of English every day. Touch 1, the morning minute. When you wake up, before checking your phone, listen to 1 minute of an English video. It wakes your brain up in English mode. Touch 2, the commute thought. On your way to work, look out the window and describe what you see in your mind, in English. The traffic is heavy. The weather is nice. Touch 3, the afternoon read. Read just 1 short text or 1 email out loud. Just 1. Touch 4, the evening shadow. Stand in front of a mirror and repeat 2 professional sentences. Act confident. Fake it until you make it. Touch 5, the night word. Learn just 1 new vocabulary word before you sleep. Now that you have the daily 5-touch blueprint, I need to warn you about a very dangerous trap. It is the trap that destroys 99% of English learners. It is the trap of motivation. You see, Today you are listening to this podcast. You feel energetic. You feel ready to conquer the world. But what happens next day? Next day, you have a terrible day at work. You are tired. You have a headache. Do you think you will feel motivated to practice English? No, absolutely not. And this is where amateurs fail and professionals win. Amateurs wait for motivation. They say, I will study when I feel good. But professionals know that motivation is a liar. Motivation comes and goes like the wind. Discipline is what stays. On that terrible Tuesday, when you have zero motivation, you don't need to feel good. You just need to execute touch 1, the morning minute. You don't need to be happy to listen for 60 seconds. You just do it. Do not trust your feelings when it comes to learning. Trust your system. Trust the blueprint. Let me tell you a story about a student. Let's call him Benjamin. Benjamin was exactly like many of you. He worked 10 hours a day. He desperately wanted to speak fluent English to get a promotion at his job. Every Sunday, he would promise himself, I will study for 2 hours every night this week. But by the time he got home, he was completely exhausted. He bought 3 different expensive video courses. He never finished past Module 2 of any of them. The guilt was destroying his confidence. He started believing that his brain was just not made for English. Then, we completely changed his system. I told him to ban the word study from his mind. We implemented the daily 5-touch blueprint. For the first 2 weeks, he only did touch 1 and touch 5, just listening for 1 minute in the morning and learning 1 word at night. That is less than 3 minutes of effort a day. But something magical happened. By week 3, his identity shifted. He realized, hey, I am actually consistent. That 1 minute of morning listening naturally turned into 10 minutes of practice. Without any pressure, his brain started craving the English language. 6 months later, Eamon didn't just get that promotion. He is now leading meetings with international clients, not because he studied harder, but because he built a system that was impossible to fail. So, you have the blueprint. You know about the motivation trap, but there is one more enemy inside your mind that will try to stop you from doing your daily 5 touches. And that enemy is called perfectionism. Many learners tell me, Sophia, I will start speaking when my grammar is perfect, or I will write that email in English when I know all the advanced vocabulary. This is the biggest lie you can tell yourself. You do not become fluent so that you can speak. You speak badly, you make mistakes, and that is how you become fluent. Every single native speaker, including me, started by making terrible mistakes as a child. Mistakes are not a sign of failure. Mistakes are the speed bumps on the road to fluency. Now, let me give you a bonus hack, a secret that will make the 60-second momentum rule 10 times easier. It is called the digital environment hack. You see, you might not live in an English-speaking country, but where do you spend most of your time? On your phone. You live in a digital country, so change the language of that country. Go to your phone settings right now and change the language to English. Change your social media apps to English. When you search for a tutorial on YouTube, search for it in English. If you love cooking, watch cooking videos in English. If you love technology, watch tech reviews in English. Force your algorithm to feed you English content. Make English a part of your entertainment, not just your education. When you stop treating English like a difficult subject and start treating it like a tool to enjoy your life, your brain absorbs it naturally. If you are still listening to this episode, it means you are truly serious about your growth. You are not a beginner anymore. So, it is time I reveal the 3 biggest lies the traditional education system has told you about learning English. Lie number 1. You must master grammar before you speak. This is completely backwards. Think about how a baby learns their mother tongue. Do they study a grammar book? Do they memorize verb tenses? No, they listen, they mimic, and they speak broken sentences. Grammar comes naturally later. When you obsess over perfect grammar, you build a wall of hesitation in your mind. Drop the grammar book. Start speaking. Line number 2. You need a native English speaker to practice with. In today's digital age, this is nothing but a comfortable excuse. You do not need to fly to London or America. You have the internet. You can shadow podcast hosts, you can record your own voice memos on your phone, and you can speak to yourself in the mirror. You are your own best speaking partner. Line number 3. It takes years to become fluent. Let me clarify what fluency actually means. Fluency does not mean knowing every single difficult word in the Oxford Dictionary. Fluency simply means the ability to express your thoughts without stopping. If you use the daily 5-touch blueprint consistently, you do not need years. You can achieve conversational fluency in just 6 months. Yes, 6 months of targeted daily action. Do not let these 3 lies hold you back anymore. The old way of learning is dead. This is the new way. So, you know the daily blueprint. You know the lies the system has told you. But there is still one massive wall standing between you and your English fluency. The ultimate roadblock. The fear of judgment. That terrifying constant thought. Imagine this scenario. You are at a cafe, or maybe in a meeting. You have the perfect English sentence ready in your head. But right when you open your mouth to speak, you freeze. You swallow your words and switch back to your native language. Why? Because a tiny, loud voice in your brain screams, "What if my grammar is wrong? What if my friends make fun of me? They will laugh." Listen to me very carefully. I am going to tell you a harsh but 100% true reality today. The people who laugh at your broken English, they are not actually laughing at you. They are laughing to hide their own insecurities. They are hiding their own weaknesses. You are trying to learn a completely new language. You are stepping out of your comfort zone. You are pushing yourself to grow. And let me tell you a secret. Anyone who is truly successful in life, anyone who is actually building something, will never make fun of someone who is trying. The only people who mock you are the ones who are stuck in the exact same place and are terrified of seeing you move forward and leave them behind. Mistakes will happen. You will use the wrong tense. You will mispronounce a word. And you know what? That is exactly how it should be. You cannot learn to ride a bicycle without falling down. So why do you expect to speak an entirely new language flawlessly on day 1? When you speak your mother tongue, do you constantly worry about grammar? No, you just speak. You need to build that exact same fearless relationship with English. Today, right now, you need to make a promise to yourself. The next time you feel the urge to speak in English, and your brain tells you people will laugh, tell your brain, let them laugh. Let them joke about it for a day or a week. But 6 months from now, when you are speaking fluently, confidently, and without a single drop of hesitation, their laughter will stop completely. Instead, they will come to you privately and ask, "How did you do it? Please teach me." Do not let the fear of a few insecure people stop your journey. Tear down this wall of judgment right now. Your voice matters. We have completely dismantled the lies told by the traditional education system. We have destroyed the biggest psychological roadblock, the fear of judgment and what other people will say. But clearing the garbage from your mind is only the first step. Now, we need to plant the seeds of extreme confidence. I am going to give you the ultimate weapon, a daily practice tool that requires 0 money, 0 expensive grammar classes, 0 speaking partners, and absolutely 0 fear. I call it the mirror technique. Listen to me very carefully, because this technique has the power to rewire your brain completely. Most people fail at speaking English because they try to practice in environments where they feel threatened. When you speak to a stranger, your brain goes into a state of panic. You are worried about their reaction. The mirror technique completely removes this panic. Here is exactly what you need to do. Tonight, right before you go to sleep, lock your bedroom door, walk up to the mirror, stand up straight, pull your shoulders back, and look directly into your own eyes. And for just 5 unbroken minutes, talk to yourself in English. What should you talk about? Anything. Tell your reflection about your day. What did you eat for breakfast? What made you happy today? What made you frustrated or angry? Or simply describe the room you are standing in. Describe your future goals. At first, it will feel incredibly strange. You might even laugh at yourself. You might feel silly or awkward. But remember, what we discussed, you are the only one in that room. There is absolutely no one to judge you. There is no one to laugh at your broken grammar. It is just you, your reflection, and your burning desire to evolve. When you look into your own eyes and speak, you are doing something magical to your subconscious mind. You are forcing your brain to stop translating from your native language to English. You are bypassing the hesitation. Now, let us address a very common problem. What happens if your mind goes completely blank? What if you are looking in the mirror and you cannot find the right word? People panic when this happens, but I want you to use the 3-second rule. When you get stuck, do not panic. Do not switch back to Hindi or your native language. Simply pause, take a deep breath for 3 seconds, and find a simpler alternative word. If you forget the fancy word exhausted, just say, I am very tired. If you forget the word delicious, just say the food was very good. The goal of the mirror technique is not to use fancy, complex vocabulary. The ultimate goal is to keep the flow of speaking alive. You are training your tongue muscles to pronounce English words without stopping. You are building direct, unfiltered confidence from the inside out. Knowledge without execution is just entertainment. You can listen to 100 podcasts. You can write down thousands of tips. But if you do not open your mouth and speak, nothing will change. Before we officially close this masterclass, I have a challenge for you. A challenge that will instantly prove whether you are actually serious about your personal growth, or if you are just watching these videos to feel good. I call it the 7-Day Talk Evolve Challenge. Starting from tonight, for the next 7 consecutive days, I want you to use this mirror technique for just 5 minutes every single night. I do not want to hear any excuses. No skipping a day because you had a long shift at work. No skipping because you are tired or because you feel lazy. It is just 5 minutes. You owe 5 minutes to your future self. Just you, the mirror, and 5 minutes of unbroken, fearless English practice. Let me tell you exactly what will happen. Day 1 and Day 2 will be difficult. You will stumble, you will pause, and you will feel uncomfortable. But by Day 4, something will shift in your brain. The words will start coming out a little faster. The hesitation will reduce. And by Day 7, you will look at yourself in that mirror and realize that the fear is completely gone. You will realize that the English language is not a monster. It is just a tool, and you are finally learning how to control it. If you are brave enough to accept this challenge, I want you to do something right now. Open the comment section below this video and type, I accept the 7-day challenge. Make a public commitment. When you write it down for the world to see, you make a solid promise to yourself. And here is the most important part. I want you to come back to this exact same video after 7 days, find your own comment and reply to it. Tell me and the entire Talk Evolve community how your confidence has completely transformed. Let your success story inspire someone else who is starting from zero. This brings us to the end of episode 2. You now have the ultimate blueprint. You know the reality, you know the techniques, and you know how to defeat your fears. Now, the execution is completely in your hands. You cannot learn to swim without jumping into the deep water. If you found real, practical value in today's masterclass, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the Talk Evolve family. Share this episode with that one friend who is afraid to speak, and let's grow together. I am your host, Sophia. Thank you for tuning in to the Talk Evolve podcast. Practice hard, stay confident, and as always, keep talking, keep evolving. This is Sophia signing off for now. See you in the next episode.